The road to Hana Maui in the Hawaiian Islands is one of the nicest and most scenic drives you'll ever do, although it is a little perilous as you go around all of these curves. Some of them are blind curves. But don't worry, with normal precautions and good driving, it is very safe. The road has about 600 curves and hardly any straight sections, keeping you busy at the steering wheel, and there are 59 narrow bridges, which takes a little time and patience because sometimes you have to stop and wait your turn. But it is one of Hawaii's most beautiful drives, passing waterfalls, lush tropical jungle, roadside food stands, and isolated beaches, some of them with black sand. At the end of that road, you get to the town of Hana, like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's no official starting point to the road. The closest towns are Kahului and Paia before you actually start the road, and then you arrive at Ho'okipa Beach. Let's say this is the beginning. It's a wonderful spot with the surfers out there and a great place to view the ocean. There's food trucks, and it's one of the world's best windsurfing beaches. It's nice to stop and relax here for a little while, but remember, you've got a long drive ahead of you, so you don't want to spend too much time at the beach. Perhaps on the way back from Hana, you can stop for a longer look if it's still daylight on your return. Cattle are grazing right next to it, showing that we have left the city and entered the countryside. Right away at the 2-mile road marker, you'll come across one of the most popular places of the entire journey, and that is Twin Falls. The food wagon has a selection of fruits all grown on Maui, along with baked goods and other snacks. They have public restrooms, bamboo forests, lots of exotic photo opportunities, and easy trails for walking that will lead you over to the stream and to a series of waterfalls. Within a few minutes of parking your car in the convenient parking lot, you are in the jungle, walking along on this beautiful natural trail, and then you come along the stream, and soon enough, you see the waterfall. It's okay to jump in the water and take a swim, maybe get right under the waterfall, but don't swallow any of the water. It might be slightly contaminated with leptospirosis. Like all stream-flowing water in the Hawaiian Islands, don't drink it. The footing can be a little tricky walking over these tangled roots, all part of that jungle experience, or take a jog along that upper trail, and make like Tarzan and cross the stream on a fallen tree trunk bridge. Twin Falls is free and open to the public, and yet it's privately owned by Wailale Farm. They care for the land with natural farming and ecological living, serving the public this way ever since 1997. You could leave a tip in their basket to support them. The Maui Visitor Bureau has put together a code of conduct for driving the road to Hana. It is a list of very helpful recommendations that will enable you to get the most out of your drive to Hana with the least difficulty and with courtesy to all of the other drivers on the road. During the drive, I'll be sharing some of those suggestions with you. For example, a good place to stop for a little break is Kaumahina State Wayside Park. They have free public toilets, and there's picnic benches, and there's a family of feral cats waiting for you here. There are not very many other public toilets available on the rest of the road, so when you see an opportunity like this, you should stop and take advantage. For example, at Waikamoe Nature Trail, they warn you right away, no waterfall and no restroom. But they do have a very nice hiking trail that will bring you up into the forest. There are several lookout points along the trail, as well as a picnic area. Here are some more of those suggestions about getting the most out of the trip. In summary, these rules of the road are telling you to be alert and cautious, use your common sense, be courteous to the other drivers, and enjoy yourself. Conduct thorough research before driving the road to Hana. For example, it's good to know where the waterfalls are and what little side trips would be good to take along the way. Map out your intended journey and Take note of the mile markers along the way for sites of interest. Do a little research to find out where those viewing points are, and road turnoffs and waterfalls, beaches, and roadside food stands. Most of the bridges are narrow one lane, so don't stop on the bridge, even if tempted by views of the stream or waterfalls. There's often an area on the side of the road that you can pull over safely and walk back to get that view. One of the most outstanding vistas is looking down at the Heiau Peninsula, and you can actually drive down there. It's a bit of a dirt road, but easily done with your rental car. Heiau is one of the last remote Hawaiian places. Families still live down here, primarily growing taro and other agricultural products like bananas. Taro is grown in irrigated ponds called lo'i and produces a nutritious root crop that's pounded into poi. This jagged, rocky coastline could cut your feet to ribbons if you don't have good shoes on, and it's not a place where you want to go swimming, but makes a beautiful sight to see, especially walking out to the water's edge. Heiau is the midway point of the Hana Highway. From Ho'okipa, it's 23 miles and 23 more miles on to Hana Town. Next to Heiau, there's a few more settlements and farms along the coastline, and the Wailua Valley State Wayside. You can walk up a staircase and get a look inland to the mountain slopes of Haleakala, rising 10,000 feet high. And views in the other direction, out towards the ocean with those beautiful farms in the foreground. Coming up on perhaps the most beautiful sight on the drive, it's the Upper Waikani Falls. And there's a path from the road you can actually go down there, but maybe it's easier just to view them from the roadway. There are some convenient places that you can pull over safely, sometimes called Three Bears for those three separate waterfalls coming down from as high up as 70 feet. When the rains are heavy, it becomes one big waterfall. But you don't really want to be driving here when there is heavy rain. And be very careful when standing on the bridge not to get in the way of the traffic. Drivers are easily distracted here. Pretty soon you'll come upon yet another beautiful waterfall, Hana Maui. Even if there has been no rain, there will be water here because it's coming down from way up high in the mountains where it's frequently raining, even when the shoreline is sunny. Safely park beyond the bridge on the roadside, then walk back for the view, but be careful, look out for the cars. They're not watching you. They're looking at the waterfall. You'll also have a vista in the other direction, looking down at the stream and towards the ocean beyond. With 59 bridges, there are about that many streams along the way. None of them would be considered a river, but the Hawaiian stream is one of the most beautiful parts of the landscape. Here you get to look straight down from the bridge, watching that waterfall gush down below. Now we have reached Nahiku Marketplace. It's a fantastic little roadside collection of shops and restaurants. You definitely want to pull in here, even if you're not hungry. Take a walk and look around, and you'll soon work up an appetite, especially when you see them barbecuing that chicken called huli huli chicken, where they turn it over and over and grill it on kiabi wood. Something like a rotisserie. It's a traditional, delicious meal that you can't find in most restaurants, but it's available here in a casual, rustic jungle setting. They even have Thai food. There's an eclectic shop here selling clothing, handmade goods, paintings, and various artworks as described for us by Joanne. Is the Nahiku Market?
Yeah, it's been here for this shop, which is almost an art gallery now. And then there was a little junk place where the guy sells coconut candy. Then there was a guy who started selling fish tacos, and they all became quite famous for what they did, because even though it was in the jungle and kind of funky, everybody did it well. So, and then it just in the last 2 years, they learned about food trucks here.
Oh yeah, art gallery, I see.
So, but the glass is from the Big Island. Hand paints them with 22 karat gold.
Really pretty. And you got these funky old signs.
He says our next door neighbor makes these. People love them.
Yeah, and a little surfboard, Aloha surfboards. $20?
Nice and quiet and peaceful.
It's pretty quiet lifestyle. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Joanne, too. Thanks a lot.
Okay, aloha.
Aloha.
Have fun.
Back on the road is a good time to share some more suggestions from the Maui Visitor Bureau. Keep your focus on the road and the forward approaching areas of the road ahead of you. Drive defensively, especially around all those corners and turns, and maintain your full awareness. Don't exceed the speed limit, which sometimes is only 5 miles an hour at these curves and one-lane bridges. Maintain enough speed to keep up with the general flow of traffic. If you notice a buildup of cars behind you, that probably indicates there is traffic that could maneuver the road more efficiently than you. So pull over to let faster-moving residents especially, and veteran commuters to go on ahead. There is one very important archaeological site that you can reach with a short detour off the main road that will take you to the Pi'ilanihale Heiau. It's an ancient Hawaiian temple. It's the largest heiau ever constructed anywhere in Polynesia, and one of the best preserved in all the Hawaiian Islands. Made out of basalt rocks piled on top of each other without any mortar holding it together. In typical Hawaiian style, but on a monumental scale. Construction began in the 13th century, and it was enlarged over time, reaching a height of 50 feet and dimensions of 340 feet by 400 feet wide. It's located at Kahanu Garden, part of the National Tropical Botanical Park, where they also have some restored house sites and various stone walls, and a large selection of native plants. Continuing along to yet another one of the most fascinating sites along the roadway. To reach it, you take a short detour along this road for about a half a mile, and that will lead you down to a beach park with a black sand beach. And this is a state park where you can actually camp. Parking and admission to the beach are free, and the fees for the campgrounds are quite minimal. It's called Wai'anapanapa. Here's how the State Parks Department describes it. Remote, wild, low-cliff volcanic coastline offering solitude and respite from urban life. Lodging, camping, picnicking, shore fishing, and hardy family hiking along an ancient Hawaiian coastal trail. Excellent opportunity to view a seabird colony and alkaline pools. Other features include native hala forest, legendary cave, natural stone arch, sea stacks, blowholes, and the black sand beach. The volcanic black sand might seem very unusual to most visitors, but there are other black sand beaches around the island. However, this is the most famous, and part of the beach is little black pebbles, also fun to walk on. To make a reservation, you need to go on their website, posted on the screen now, and for cabin reservations, you need to reserve at least 3 days in advance. However, to be sure of getting a space, you'll want to reserve several months ahead of time. There are 12 cabins and room for 6 camper vans, offering a pleasant visit as described by a happy camper.
Stayed the night with the family, slept in the hammock, easy peasy, saw the whales.
Whoa, yeah.
Got to have a little nap down on the black sand beach at midnight.
Got your portable house with you?
Showers, bathroom. Yeah, you can't beat it.
Barbecue
Beautiful
pit.
beaches, everything clean.
At night, it was very quiet, huh?
Extremely peaceful.
You can camp here with your own tent or camper van, or you can rent a state cabin if you reserve it well in advance. And the cabin has a 2-night minimum. Quite inexpensive for the cabin. For a resident of Hawaii, it's $60 per night for the cabin, and for the non-residents, it's just $90 a night for the cabin. And the campground with your own tent or camper van is much cheaper. It's just $12 a night, and that's good for 6 people. So for $2 each, you can spend the night. If you're a non-resident, it's $18 per night for the group of 6 people. There is a rather magical freshwater cave. It looks something like the Blue Grotto. which is a fine place to end our drive along the road to Hana. The town is just 2 miles further away, and you can see all about the town in our separate video about Hana, and then we have another movie that takes you beyond Hana all the way to the 7 pools. Thanks for watching. We frequently upload new movies, so please subscribe to our channel and click that little alarm bell so you'll be notified. And if you enjoyed the movie, how about a thumbs up? And we always welcome comments down below. Or if you have questions about the destination, make note and we'll answer them. Thanks for watching.